Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Yoga Flow with Melody. This will be an energizing all levels class. I'm so happy to see you all and have you all with me here. So let's talk about props. This is an all levels class. I highly recommend using props as I feel like they can be really advantageous as you practice your yoga to support you during different postures. So since most of you are at home, a couple things you can use. Pillows from your couch are great. You can grab a couple of those. You can have some blankets that you can fold up and use to support you, especially if you have sensitive knees underneath you. And if you don't have yoga blocks, you can use big, thick books, or you can stack up a couple books and have them on each corner of the mat. So just take a couple moments here to grab the props that you would like to use. And then we'll get started in a comfortable cross-legged seated position. Now, if you're not comfortable in this Sukhasana, cross-legged, you could have one leg out to the side or both legs out, or you could even sit on your knees and the hips come back to the heels with the palms down on the thighs. So whatever is the most comfortable for you. Find that comfortable seat. What's nice about propping yourself up, so sitting on a block or a couple books or some pillows, is it tilts the pelvis forward, which allows the spine and crown of the head to begin to lengthen as you begin to warm up in this first seated pose. So once you're there and comfortable, let's bring our palms open wide. What this means is, it means we want to find more spaciousness. We're open to the possibilities of the day. And then we're going to bring the thumb and index finger together in a mudra. And just close the eyes. Keeping the spine nice and long, the crown of the head lifted towards the ceiling. Begin to just notice where you're at today. Every day is different. Notice how you're feeling physically. Notice how you're feeling mentally. Take in all of that information. And start to find your breath. Bringing conscious awareness to your breath, keeping your eyes closed so that you can begin to tune out the external noise around you. And you begin to lengthen the inhales and the exhales. If you can, you don't have a plugged up nose or any other respiratory issues, you can begin to breathe in and out of the nose, gently closing the lips. Finding what we call in yoga your Ujjayi yoga breath. If you're a more advanced practitioner, you may know Ujjayi breath, where you can begin to close off the epiglottis at the back of the throat. So the breath becomes up. And the louder it becomes, like this ocean wave, in and out, in and out. The more you focus on the breath, the more everything else starts to fade away. Take a couple more deep breaths here. With every inhale, breathe in what you need. And with every exhale, release something that no longer serves you. Keeping the eyes closed, let's bring our Right hand to our heart and our left hand to our belly. Continuing to find this deep quality of breath coming into our belly breath. Start to imagine the lungs and belly and entire torso expanding on the inhale and contracting on the exhale, drawing it in, navel into the spine, all of the energy pulling in towards the center of the body. Good, 2 more like this. Inhale in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath at the top, sip in a little bit more air, grow taller through the crown of the head. And exhale out for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw the navel into the spine. Feel that connection into the abdominal muscles. And again, inhale in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Grow a little taller. Lift up through the crown of the head. Sip in more air. Expand, expand, expand. And then let it go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And draw the navel into the spine. Feel the energy hug into the center of the body. Squeeze the abdominal, squeeze the pelvic floor. Beautiful. Let's start to connect breath to the movement. Inhale, arms up overhead. Gaze up at the fingertips, grow long through the sides of the body. And then open the mouth, exhale, hands to the heart. Beautiful. 1 more like this. Inhale, arms up. Sweep them up, big and wide. Lengthen the fingertips at the top, gaze up. And open the mouth, cleansing, exhale, hands to the heart. You can stick out the tongue, open up that mouth really wide. Good. Bring both palms to the heart center, close the eyes once again. Set your intention for your practice. Your intention is this guiding principle that leads you through your entire practice and into your life. You can take it on the mat first and then off the mat. So it can be anything like, I want to build strength, or I need focus today. Whatever it is, whatever comes to you. Breathe it in, sip it in, set that intention. Take a couple more deep breaths into your heart space here. Breathe it in. Blink the eyes open, bring the hands back down to the knees, palms down now. Let's start to get into the neck to begin warming up the body. So closing the eyes, let's inhale, lift up through the crown of the head, and imagine that there's 2 strings connected to the tops of your ears. So it's pulling the head out of the neck as you release the shoulders down. Good. On the exhale, without cranking the neck, just try to draw gently the right ear towards the right shoulder. Take your time, no need to rush here. Beginning to find length on the left side of the neck. Maybe you want to walk the fingertips out to the side for a deeper stretch, and you can even start to raise and lengthen that left arm to the left side of the room as the right ear surrenders and releases down towards the right shoulder. Notice if your chin has jutted forward, draw it back. Back of the head lengthening towards the back of the room. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Inhale in, nice and deep. And exhale, release that left hand back down to the left thigh, right hand to the right cheek. Press the head back to center. Hands come back to the thighs, take a breath here. And open the mouth, exhale. Cleansing breath, releasing. Let's take it to the other side. Keeping the eyes nice and closed. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Feel those strings connected to the tops of the ears. Pulling the head out of the neck, finding more length, more extension. And then exhale, release the left ear down towards the left shoulder. Again, think length over crank and begin to walk. Right fingertips out to the side. Finding this radial nerve stretch from the fingertips through the right ear. You can start to lift that right arm up as you bring the left ear down towards the left shoulder. Try to make sure your arm doesn't go up past your shoulder. Think length, so you're trying to touch the right side of the room or the wall, those right fingertips. And notice if the chin is jutting forward or you're rounding here. Try to open up through the heart, lift up through that chin, and surrender the left ear down more towards the left shoulder. Find one more deep breath here. Exhale it out. Right hand comes down to the right thigh. Left hand presses the head back to neutral. Take a breath here. Thumbs come to the heart center. Inhale in through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up overhead, sweep them up. Interlace the fingers, press the palms away. Find more length in the sides of the body. Good lateral side stretch. Come over to the right. Peel open that left armpit. Keep the head nice and relaxed. Keep opening up through the heart space, but draw those lower ribs in. Inhale back to center. Press the palms away again. Find more length. Draw it up. And exhale, take it to the other side. Peel open that right armpit. Nice work. Inhale back up to center. And then just release the fingers and circle the wrists down as you release the arms. Take it in both directions, just releasing out the wrists. Let's take it into the shoulders with about 5 deep and big shoulder shrugs. So palms on the thighs. Inhale the shoulders up towards the ears. Hug it in. And then pull the shoulders back. Squeeze the scapula together and draw the elbows down. Releasing the back half. Take it slow. Really feel into this. Again, inhale it up. Exhale, pull it back. Feel the elbows draw back as well. You can even tent the fingertips and then pull the elbows down and feel the scapula release down the back. One more, inhale it up. And exhale and pull it back. Oh, I said 5, didn't I? Okay, 2 more. Inhale it up. Exhale, pull it back. Feel the squeeze of the shoulder blades, that's really important, and then release it down. Don't rush this. 1 more. Make it count. Exhale, pull it back, and then just feel that back begin to release like a waterfall. Down the back. Beautiful, let's inhale, sweep the arms up. Just take a gentle twist. So right hand comes behind you, left hand to the right thigh. Good. Inhale, lift up through the crown of the head. And exhale and twist over to the right. Really press that hand, the left hand into the right thigh. Try to find that twist into the mid-back, into the belly, and gaze over the right shoulder if it works for your neck. Inhale, arms back up to center. And let's take it to the other side. Over to the left hand comes behind you, tenting the fingertips. Right hand to the left thigh, lift up first on the inhale. And exhale and twist. Press the hands into the ground and the thigh so you can twist even deeper through the mid-back and through the belly. Good, inhale, arms back up. And exhale and just fold over the legs here. Allow yourself to release, head, chest comes down to the floor. You can walk the hands out in front of you. And just kind of rock from side to side a little bit here. So start to get into the hip creases, begin to rock the head from side to side. Breathing more into the neck. Maybe if the forehead is on the floor, you're giving yourself a little massage. Rocking the forehead from side to side on the floor and releasing any tension in the third eye, right in between the eyebrows. Releasing any tension in the face. You can move the jaw from side to side. Kind of move it around. Release any tension here. And then you're just going to come up into your tabletop. So I'm going to move back so I can demonstrate. And move any props over to the side that you're no longer using. And we're going to come into our first tabletop. So hands are right underneath the shoulders, fingers are spread wide. You're bringing more weight into the thumb and index finger. So thumb and index finger, you want to release some of the weight out of the wrist. Now one more thing, I am about 8 months pregnant, you might have noticed. So there will be times that I will be modifying. So listen to my guidance more than my demonstration. I'll try to do as much as I can. Knees are right under the hips. Good. If you need a little bit of a wider stance, sometimes it's nice to bring your knees a little bit wider than the hips. But that's up to you. And if you have any sensitivity under your knees, please grab a blanket. Fold it up and bring it into about the center of the mat. So whenever we come down to our knees, you have a nice padding. All right. Let's get right into our cat and cow. Good. So starting with our cow pose, you're going to lift the heart through the arms, lift the chin, press the ground away, drop the belly, and spread the sit bones. On the exhale, round. Now you're really pushing the ground away, chin to chest, tops of the feet press into the floor, rounding through the tailbone. And again, slight bend in the elbows, slide the heart through, lift the chin, and you start to move in a wave-like fashion, flowing back and forth in your cat-cow. And one more, just like this. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the heart, spread those sit bones, drop the belly. And on the exhale, just like that deep belly breath. Breathing you did. Draw the navel into the spine, lengthen the tailbone, chin to chest, and push the ground away. Good. Come back to your neutral. Tuck your toes. And you're going to sit back on your heels. Now, pinky toes, sometimes you need to pull them under, really get them under there. Good. Maybe take a couple little shoulder rolls here to relax. Any tension, shake out the wrists if you need to. And then bring the palms back to the thighs. We're going to be here for about 5 deep breaths. Stretching into the backs of the feet. Now this is a pose that a lot of people don't love because it's really intense after a while, as it's stretching into the fascia, bottoms of the feet. Especially if you wear heels or you're a walker or runner, this might get really intense really quickly. It's an intense stretch. Try to stay with it. Try to increase the breath here. Big inhales. Maybe opening your mouth. Exhale. Good. A couple more breaths. Stay with it, even if your feet are screaming at you. One of the lessons we learn in yoga is how to breathe and move through the discomfort. Keep breathing. You've got this. One more deep breath in through the nose. And open the mouth, exhale. Beautiful. Let's release the hands down and press the tops of the feet into the floor and tap them out. This is like the best feeling after a really tough stretch. So just tap it out, release the head. Let's bring the knees a little bit wider and just wag our dog. So press the right hip out to the side, right ear to right shoulder, and then take it to the other side. Left ear to left shoulder, press that left hip out. And just take a couple breaths, wagging into your dog, releasing any tension here. Starting to get into the outer hips. And just moving the spinal cord from side to side. It's a really nice stretch in the back as well. Starting to release into the lower back and the glutes. Good. Bring the knees back right underneath the hips. We're going to come into what I call like a fierce cat and cow. It's some abdominal work as well. So we're going to start with the left side today. Left leg is going to lift up. Left knee stays bent. Good. And you're going to point the toe and lift the heart, lift the chin, just like you would in your cow pose. Good. Now you're going to roll that knee in towards the nose. Draw it in like you're coming into your cat. Push the ground away. Draw that left thigh in towards the belly. Good. Now you're going to take it out to the side. Fire hydrant pose. So this time, drawing the knee in line with the hip, flex the foot, gaze forward, lengthen through the crown of the head. And then exhale, draw it across the body into the opposite elbow. Beautiful. Again, inhale, bring it up. We're going to go through that whole flow 2 more times on this side. Feel as if the bottom of that foot could touch the crown of the head, lift up through the heart. Exhale, draw it in, knee to nose, thigh to belly. Inhale, out to the side, fire hydrant pose. Lift that knee a little higher. And exhale, draw it across the body into the opposite elbow. Chin into chest. One more time, inhale it up, start to find your own flow here. Exhale, draw it in, creating that warmth in the belly space. Inhale out to the side. And exhale, draw it across. Use those obliques, sides of the body. Good. Inhale, lengthen that left leg back behind you, find neutral hips. And then keep that foot really active. Drop the foot, tuck the left toes, and rock forward and back. Breathing into the back of that left leg. Releasing any tension you might have in your left calf, in your left hamstring. Are you with me? Are you still breathing deeply? Good. And then drop that left knee down. Maybe rock the hips from side to side, rock the head, release any tension. Good. And let's take it to the other side. If you need a second to shake out the wrists, do that as well. Circle the wrists in one direction and then the other. And if this is a lot on your wrist, you can always come down to your forearm here and release some of the tension out of your wrists. So that's up to you in your practice. Always giving you modifications during the practice to make it as really as enjoyable as it can for you. Good, let's do that on the other side, continuing to build heat. So inhale, lift the right leg up, point the toes, lift up the head, find that back arch. Exhale, draw it in, knee to nose, hug it in as much as you can. My belly is a little bit in the way, but you should be able to draw that knee in towards the nose, good. Inhale out to the right side. Keep that right foot really flexed. And then exhale, draw it in to that left elbow. Find the obliques. Good, 2 more times. Inhale it up. Now you've got the rhythm. Draw it in. Inhale out to the right. Good, exhale, draw it across the body. Last one, make it count. Maybe lift that foot a little bit higher. Lift up through the head, through the heart. And exhale, hug it in. Feel that energy come into the center of the body. Inhale out to the side. Lift that hip, lift that knee. Foot is flexed and active. And exhale, draw it across. Hold it in here. Inhale it back. Extend that leg back behind you. Hips are neutral. Right toes pointing towards the floor. Take an inhale here. Extend through that right heel, through the crown of the head. And then drop that right foot. Keep the toes tucked. And rock forward and back. Just releasing. Take an inhale in through the nose here. Open the mouth, exhale. Beautiful, rocking forward and back, breathing into that right calf, into the right hamstring. Beautiful. And then bring that right knee back to meet the left. Let's sit back on our heels for a moment, shake out our wrists, and find a soft gaze in front of you, which means just kind of relax the eyes, relax the gaze. And maybe circle the wrists in one direction, circling out any tension there, and then the opposite direction. And make this a little bit of a hand meditation. So you're just gazing at your fingertips, really spreading those fingers wide. Try to keep the elbows relaxed and down. Take a couple fist pumps, so drawing the fingers in, and then spreading the fingers wide, and then drawing them in, hugging them in, and opening up, and maybe pulling those fingertips back. Last one, draw it in, and pull it back. Open up through the palms. Press those palm heels forward and the fingertips back. Good. Let's make our way into our first downward dog. So planting the hands, you're gonna tuck the toes. Good. Now, before we move into downward dog, I wanna make sure that you are moving from your core. So we're gonna do this in stages. So you're gonna start by inhaling, just like you would in your cat and cow. Lift the heart, lift the chin, drop the belly, and spread those sit bones wide. On the exhale, draw the navel in towards the spine, push the ground away, lengthen through the tailbone. Now activate through the core, keeping that core engaged. Lift the knees a few inches off the mat. Hold and breathe. This should be work. Everything's working. Good. Drop the knees, keep the toes tucked. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the chin. And again, exhale, push the ground away, coming into your cat, rounding the back, scoop the belly in, float the knees 2 inches off the mat. Again, warming up the center of our body. Good, drop the knees down. Inhale, lift the heart. Open up, take a big inhale here. Spread those hip bones nice and wide. Last one, this time moving into our downward dog from the belly. Round through the back, push the ground away, lift the knees. Take a breath here. Hold it. And then straighten those legs. Press those heels back behind you. Relax the head. Nice. I'm going to take my downward dog a little bit wider. You can do the same if you want. Feet can be a little bit wider, creating that nice foundation. Now, let's inhale. Lift both heels up. Lift the hips up. And exhale, press it back down. Pushing the ground away, sinking the chest towards the tops of the thighs. 2 more. Inhale, come on to the balls of the feet. And then exhale, press those heels back behind you. Last one, listen for the change. Come up onto the balls of the feet. Float forward into your plank pose. Good, you can always drop the knees if you need to, your choice. Hold for a breath. Draw the navel into the spine. I'm going to drop my knees. But keep pushing the ground away. Shoulders in line with the hips. Whether you have your knees dropped or not, you can still find plank. Strong core here. Good, now everyone drop the knees. Bring them nice and wide. Sit the hips back to the heels and find child's pose. Balasana. Relax the arms. Surrender the head and the heart down to the floor. And again, rock the head from side to side. Rock the hips from side to side. Take a couple deep breaths here. Maybe open mouth exhales. Inhale in through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale. Sigh it out. Maybe make some noise. If you're at home, you're in a safe place. So just release. Sometimes a good sigh or some noise allows you to release tension, negative thoughts and cycles in the body. The stuff that no longer serves you. Good, begin to walk the hands back up. And let's find our way to downward dog again. So spreading the fingers really wide, more weight into the thumb and index finger, tuck the toes, scoop that belly, push the ground away, and then lift the hips up and back behind you. Even if you're nowhere near the heels touching the floor, energetically you want to imagine that you're pressing the heels in towards the earth. Push the ground away, try to lengthen the top of the mat. And get that deep back stretch, externally rotating those upper arms. And the gaze should be at the navel. You can bend into one knee here, and then the other, pressing the opposite heel down as you pedal out the legs and the feet, walking your dog. I like to take it into more of a side stretch, so I draw one knee into the center, keep the head nice and relaxed. And that starts to open up through my rib cage. Beautiful. Take one more inhale, lift up through both heels, lift up through the hips, push the ground away. And then exhale, press those heels back down. Open the mouth, exhale. Beautiful. We're going to start to come into our vinyasa for the class. So inhale, float the heart forward, lean the heart over the fingertips. Good. Knees down or up, your choice. Lean the heart over the fingertips. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Elbows into the sides of the body. Inhale, upward facing dog. Rolling onto the tops of the feet, lift up through the heart. And scoop again, that belly up and back, roll over the feet. Downward dog. Good. Now I'll show you the modified version. Whether you want to do this or the regular, it's your choice. Moving through it with me together. Rolling forward into your plank, lifting the heart over the fingertips. Knees come down this time. Lower down, chaturanga, elbows into the sides of the body. Again, inhale, slide the heart through, upward facing dog. Lift the legs, lift the hips off the ground. Draw those shoulders back. And rolling back over the feet. Finding this flow, this wave in your downward dog. Push those hips up and back. One last time. I'm going to lower my knees. You don't have to. Lean the heart over the fingertips. Exhale with control, with intention. Come down halfway. Inhale. Slide the heart forward. Try to push the hands into the floor so you can lift the hips, lift the legs. So only the hands and the tops of the feet are pressing into the ground. And then again, rolling over the feet, you draw the hips up and back. Take a big inhale in through the nose. You should feel pretty warm here. Open the mouth, exhale. Beautiful. Let's start to move through our first sequence. So left foot is going to come more into the center of the mat. Let's inhale the right leg up behind us, three-legged downward dog. Good. Exhale, you're going to draw the knee into the nose. Hug it in. Lean forward. Good. Inhale, press it away. Extend that right leg up and back behind you. And then again, exhale, draw it in. Last one. Inhale, three-legged downward dog. Press that right heel away. Push the left heel into the floor. And exhale, draw it in. Lean forward, look forward. And lightly drop the foot in between the hands. I don't know how light I did that. You could probably do it a little lighter than I could. This is where props are really handy. I like to have my hands on props here. You could have pillows. You could have those books or jars we were talking about. Good. Now planting into that right foot, you're going to spin the back heel down. Right heel in alignment with back inner arch. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. Good. Now, Coming into your first warrior two. Good. A couple things to notice in your warrior two. You want to externally rotate that right thigh. So you're pressing the right knee towards the pinky toe, and you're not collapsing this right knee. Good. Once you're pressing that knee out, look back at your back foot. Make sure that the outer edge of that back foot is pressing into the earth. And then you're long through all 10 fingers. Don't let that back arm sink down. Try to keep it in line. Relax the shoulders. Tips for warrior two is to flip the palms up, bend the elbows. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. And then extend through all 10 fingers again here. Good. We're going to find a little warrior two flow. Good. So on the next inhale, straighten the right leg. Sweep the hands up and over. Gaze up. Good. Exhale. Come back into your warrior two. Good. Two more like that. Inhale. Sweep it up. Maybe gaze up at the fingertips. And exhale. Warrior two. Last one. Inhale it up. Find that length through the sides of the body. Exhale. Sink deep into your warrior two. Good. Let's reverse it back. Slide the left hand down the left leg, right arm up and over the right ear. Sink deeper into that right knee. Let the left ear relax. Good. And then just cartwheel the hands down to frame that right foot. Spin the left heel back behind you. Just warming up here. So take a moment and your runner's lunge. Bend into that right knee. Let the left thigh sink towards the floor. Good. And then straighten that right leg. Let the torso fold over the right thigh. Bend the elbows. And we'll flow through this 2 more times. Bending into our runner's lunge. Inhale. Lift the heart. Lift the chin. Sink that left hip or psoas, left thigh down towards the floor. And then draw the navel into the spine, straighten the right leg, maybe flip the right toes up, push the ground away. And last one, inhale, let the heart beam forward. And exhale, take it back. Beautiful. Forward into our runner's lunge. We're going to take the right foot back to meet the left. My hands are on blocks. Your hands can be on the floor. Inhale, lean the heart forward over the fingertips. Let's move through our vinyasa. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, slide the heart forward. Let the hips open and widen. And then draw that navel into the spine. Scoop it up and back. Downward dog. Good. Take 3 breaths in your downward dog. Or make your way down into child's pose. You can keep it active or you can rest. If you have books or blocks, you can bring your arms down to the blocks and just sink the heart and the head and the hips come back. And take about 3 deep breaths, either in your downward dog or your child's pose. If you're in child's pose, really breathe into the entire back of the body. Imagining that you're healing your back. If there's any tension, breathing into those areas, creating spaciousness in the cells, in the muscles, in the spinal cord. With every inhale, you feel the back expand. And then maybe on this last exhale, you open the mouth and release. And sigh it out. Let it go. Beautiful. We're going to move on to the other side. So let's scoop it back up into our downward dog. Good. This time, inhaling the left leg behind you, 3-legged downward dog. Exhale, draw it, knee to nose. Now, I have my hands on blocks because I am modifying. You don't have to. You can have your hands on the floor. Exhale, draw it, knee to nose. Lean forward. Draw that thigh in towards the belly. And then extend it back behind you. Feel as if the left leg is an extension of those left abdominals. Press the left heel away. Last one, make it count. Draw it in. Lean forward, come onto the ball of that right foot, and drop the left foot in between the hands. Good. Now, I like having blocks or props underneath my hands in the lunge. I'm gonna actually move the other way so you can see me do this, but stay as you are. Good. Spin the back heel down. Make sure that left heel is in alignment with the back inner arch. And then sweep those arms up. Warrior two. Once again, maybe flip the palms up. Bend the elbows, relax the shoulders. And then sink into that front knee. Good. Gaze over the left middle finger. Try not to let that back arm fall. Keep it in line. And then we're going to find this flow again. So inhale. Straighten that left leg. Extend the arms up. Gaze up. And then exhale, warrior two. Good. Two more. Inhale up. And exhale, warrior two. Last one. Inhale it up. Good. Warrior two. And take it back. Reverse warrior. You can be here, or you can grab the hip or the side of the body. Whatever variation you like to do, relax. Right ear towards the right shoulder. Bend deeper into that front knee, but extend through the left fingertips. Take one more breath here. Good. Find your warrior two. And then cartwheel the hands down to the blocks or props or the floor. Leave the left foot where it is. Keep the lunge. Sink into it, lift the heart, lift the chin. Find an inhale here. And then exhale, pull it back, pyramid pose. Maybe flip those left toes, really get into the back of the left leg. And again, exhale, sink into that front knee, let the right thigh just surrender down. Really getting into that right hip flexor. And then take it away again, inhale, or exhale, sorry. Inhale here, lift the heart, lift the chin. And last one. Draw those hips back, draw the navel into the spine. And last runner's lunge. Surrender, lift up through the heart, through the chin. Good, bring that front foot back to meet the back foot. And move through your vinyasa. You never have to do a vinyasa. It's always your choice. But it's a nice time to just find some renewal, release an expectation about what your yoga practice should look like, be like. And let's bring ourselves into a wide downward dog here. So you can even bring your feet off the mat if you would like. Take an inhale in through the nose here. Open the mouth, exhale. Beautiful. And just rock the hips from side to side. Kind of let the head go. Press one hip out and then the other. We're going to begin to slow things down and then take them back to the floor. If you would like a longer practice, you can always go through that sequence we just did on both sides again. You can just pause the video. That is what's so nice about having these videos. You can pause at any time, kind of do what you need to do. Otherwise, you're going to heel toe the feet in just slightly, soft bend in the knees, hands to the hips. Come back up. Good. And let's just take it so that our feet are nice and wide on our mat. So heel toe the feet out. So your feet are not off the mat. So you have more grip in your feet. Bring any sort of props you might need to the center right in front of you. Turn your toes slightly in, soft bend in the knees, hands on the hips, and then press into the outer edges of the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Gaze up at the fingertips. And exhale, arms nice and wide. Let's fold over the fronts of those legs. I'm going to grab the ankles. Keep the grab of the ankles or the shins. Inhale, lift up halfway, long spine from the crown of the head through the tailbone. You can also grab the big toes with the peace sign fingers. I don't need my blocks, but you might want to have them for your head as you pull in. Soft bend in the knees if you need it. Try to keep that spine nice and long. Good, 2 more like this. Let's inhale, lift up, lengthen through the crown of the head, through the tailbone. And then exhale, again, pull it in. Finding this nice flow here, drawing the navel into the spine. Trying to keep the spine nice and long, lengthening the crown of the head. Last one, inhale, come up halfway. Open the mouth, exhale, draw it in. Good, let's walk the hands over to the right ankle, right hand to the top of the ankle, left hand behind. Now if this is too much, you can always just tuck the fingertips here. Otherwise, pull it in. You're taking a little twist here, drawing the chest in towards the top of that right thigh. Good, inhale back to center. And take it to the other side. Grabbing the left wrist, left ankle, and the right hand to the back, and then pull it in, draw it in. You can pump a little bit here, soft bend in the left knee if you need it. Just breathing and really opening up the backs of the legs. Good, inhale, back to center, come up halfway, find that length. And then exhale, this time, just pull it in. Find your deepest extension of this pose. Maybe walk the hands back behind you. I'm gonna have a soft bend in the knees here. Fingertips pointed away. And with the arms parallel, start to bend the elbows and pull the crown of the head towards the floor. Or this is a nice time to have a block, something that you can support the head on. Take 2 more deep breaths here. If you do have headstand in your practice, you can always take it if you want. Otherwise, just enjoy this nice release, big opening into the back of the legs. Good, inhale. Start to creep those hands forward. Look at your feet, heel toe them in. So you have a nice strong base. Good, plant the feet, bend in the knees, hands at the hips. Lift up to standing. Good, let's inhale, sweep the arms up. Gazing up at the fingertips, soft bend in the knees, bend the elbows, lift up through the heart. And squeeze those scapula back. Good, 2 more like that. Inhale, plant into the feet, rise up. And then bend those elbows, open up the heart. Happy day, good morning. You can do this at night though. I guess you're gonna be doing this at any time during the day. Last one, inhale, lift up through the fingertips. And then maybe a little bit of a deeper bend. Crack that heart wide open, peel those elbows back, open up through the armpits. And inhale, arms up. Good, let's fold over the legs here. Just roll on down. Plant the hands on the floor and bring those knees down. Let's take 2 cat and cow flows here. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the chin. Exhale, push the ground away, chin into chest, lengthening the tailbone. Notice how your spine feels now versus when you were doing cat-cows in the beginning of class. And exhale, push the ground away. Let's bring our left hand into the center of the floor. Inhale, right arm up to the sky, gaze up at the fingertips. And exhale, and just bring that right hand back down. Roll it in. Inhale, open it up again. Opening up through the right side of the body. And exhale. Sweep it back in. Draw everything into the center. Last one. Good. This time, threading your needle. We're going to scoop that right arm through. You can bring the knees a little bit wider. And you're going to drop the outer upper arm down onto the ground, right ear comes down. You can walk those left fingertips out to the left corner of your mat. Or you can sweep that left arm up and behind you, top of the hand can come to the sacrum, or you can hook it into that right thigh. And take about 2 deep breaths here. Beginning to slow down the breath, slowing everything down as we make our way into our final resting pose. Take one more deep breath here. If you have the bind, you might peel open that left armpit a little bit more, left shoulder opens up. And then planting that left hand back down into the earth, counter pose, sweep the right arm up. And release the right hand back down to the ground. Good. We're going to take that to the other side. So right hand comes more into the center. Inhale, sweep the left arm up. Gaze up at the fingertips. If it's okay with your neck and head, release it back down. Again, sweep it up. And take it in. Finding the flow here. Last one. Inhale, open it up. Good. Exhale. Thread that needle. Extending. Make sure you take a moment to adjust here so you really lengthen through the left fingertips before you bring the left side, left ear down to the floor. Again, you can walk the right fingertips out to the right corner of your mat, or you can sweep the right arm up and behind you into the sacrum or hook it into that left thigh. Take 2 deep breaths here, wherever you're at, enjoying this. Try to sink those hips back to the heels a little bit. Maybe flutter the lips on this last one, releasing the muscles of the face and the jaw. Inhale in through the nose. Flutter the lips, exhale. Good. Unwind that right arm, press the right hand into the earth. Inhale, sweep that left arm up, counter the pose. And release the hands back down. Bring the knees in. Sink the hips back to the heels. Hands come to the tops of the thighs. Close the eyes. Come back to your deep breath. Those big belly breaths. Deep, big belly breaths are an amazing tool you can use at any time to relax you. They turn on the relaxation response in the body. At any time, if you feel a heightened stress or you're feeling really stressed in general, your mind and thoughts are going a million miles an hour. If you can't seem to focus, or you're focused sort of on the negative, you can always come back to the belly breath, taking you from your sympathetic fight or flight into your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest. Taking a couple more deep breaths here. If you want, you can bring your right hand to your heart and your left hand to your belly. Slowing things down, way, way down. Good, and then with a soft gaze, blinking the eyes open. Coming down onto the right hip, and then down onto the floor. And just lowering yourself down all the way onto the floor. Now, If you don't like being on your back, you can always just sit like we were, just breathing to end your practice. Or let's find a happy baby. Just last pose before we come into Shavasana. So grabbing, the arms are on the insides of the legs, but you're grabbing the outside edges of the feet or the big toes with the peace sign fingers. And let's just rock from side to side if it feels good. Maybe bending into one knee as you straighten the opposite leg. And then taking it to the other side. Bending into the opposite knee, straightening the opposite leg. Your legs should feel pretty open at this point. And anything else that you want to do here to end your journey before we come into Shavasana. Maybe you extend both legs open wide. Pressing the heels away and then drawing the heels together in this lifted butterfly. Taking a breath there, drawing the heels into the pelvic floor, grabbing the ankles. Take one more big inhale in through the nose. Open the mouth. Exhale, releasing, cleansing. And then extend one leg down to the floor, and then the other. Arms come down by your side. Palms are open. Let the feet splay out. You can always have a rolled up blanket underneath your knees to support you. Or a pillow under your head. Just get really comfortable here. Feel everything drop and get heavy, your head and your hips, your arms and your legs. The eyelids are heavy, the muscles of the face relax. Let the lips gently part open. Tongue rests on the roof of the mouth. And find an ease to your breath now. Allow it to become effortless, not forced. Find an ease to your mind. Hopefully your mind feels more easy already. And I invite you to stay in Shavasana as long as you would like. I recommend 5 to 10 minutes of this restful yogic sleep. Thank you all so much for joining me in this practice. I'll let you wake up when you're ready. And I'm going to sign off now. Thank you all so much. You are all my teachers. I hope you have a wonderful day or a restful sleep. The light in me sees and honors the light in all of you. Namaste.